Thank you, ladies. I just thought I would let everyone know a little bit about what Moose Jaw Women Who Care is. So, we originally were called 100 Women Who Care, Moose Jaw, and we held our inaugural event in March of 2021. And the reason we exist, our mission is to raise awareness of the agencies in Moose Jaw area and the valuable work they do in our community to improve the quality of life of the people who live here. In addition, we desire to help them by raising funds to further the work they are doing. We meet 3 times a year for 1 hour, and in that time we learn about the work and support it. And I know we've had people who have come to an event and their way of supporting is to become a volunteer, and I know that agencies desperately need volunteers and appreciate that help too. So we just desire to be part of building a stronger community. The eventual vision and how we started is to have 100 women gather for 1 hour and donate $100 each to raise $10,000 in 1 hour. And can you imagine the impact that could make for the agencies in our community, especially we know with having just been through COVID for the last couple of years, the need for services has definitely increased. And as we all know, when we go to the grocery store or the gas pump, life is getting a lot more expensive. And so being able to provide those services is costing more. So we just want to be here to support the work that these agencies do and to help people in our community know. Like when I learned about Square One, our first group, I had no idea what they did. And just was so powerful to learn about the needs in our community. So tonight we're just going to get a little update on our last event. We had Angela Sarita came and spoke with us about Heartland Hospice. And tonight Della is just going to give us a little update on the work they do, we're able to do with that and how things are going.
Thank you so much. And what a privilege to be here with you this evening. I'm just going to pull up. Angela put together a PowerPoint presentation for us just to walk through, and she was so sorry she couldn't be here this evening. So I'm honored to be here. I'm the Secretary for Heartland Hospice and Supportive Care Chairperson. So on behalf of Heartland Hospice, we want to thank you for our last session. We raised $2,521.20, and we are so grateful for those funds, and what a gift. And so just to update for those that maybe weren't here, what Angela had put this together, just showing our history, that Arlene Kolosky is the person that inspired the beginnings of this, and that it all began in 2014. And our vision for hospice is an end-of-life haven in Moose Jaw for individuals and families, supported by a circle of compassionate care. And I had one family say it literally was a godsend in their mama's life. Our mission is to promote quality in life, compassion in death, and support in bereavement through hospice care. The My Wish program is one of the programs that we have going on, and that is a very simple wish that we help grant. And it is a way of just having something very meaningful that we help organize. And I am honored to say that since our last session, we had our third wish granted, and that was Misty, Angela and Kyle's comfort or team dog, facility dog at EMS. A family member, when they went to pay a bill for EMS, they met Misty and they said, is there any chance as a My Wish that we could have Misty come visit? And it was a profound gift. Misty spent an hour with the hospice patient, and it was just you know, in a sense, it was a childhood wish come true, that this person had had dogs in their childhood and youth, and so we were so grateful for that. Upcoming, we have, whoops, upcoming, we have our Evening Under the Sun event, and that is going to happen at the Grand Hall, under the sun, under the stars, I'm sorry. And it is our major fundraiser on May 26th, and we have tickets available. You can find our information on our Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And it's going to actually feature some major announcements of some developments coming through our hospice development. And we're just so honored to highlight the life of Ellie Mayday, who is a young woman from Aylesbury area who had to live and died with cancer, and she was a triumphant soul, and so her family are highlighting her life at this event. Again, we're just so grateful for the support in many ways and the partnerships that we have in our community. One of those partnerships right now is we're developing our Serenity Garden, and just this week I met with the general contractor, and we're getting a concrete pad so that we're going to have a gazebo in what we call a Serenity Garden on the east lawn of Pioneer Lodge, and then a gazebo that is going to be placed on there is done from the Glennie Ebert and her family in memory of her husband Richard. And Keon Garden Center has been profoundly helpful as partners in that, and we're just so grateful for all the partners that have worked with us. And so again, just if you have any questions, we have our website. E-transfers are available on our admin email, and our future, again, what we're working towards is expanding from 1 to 3 beds, to renovate our, to have a family room, to have our library, sacred space, our Serenity Garden, and family access door. And just the number of ways that people can make donations, again, all found on our website. And it's all because we can't do much alone, but we can do so much together. And we're so grateful for you and our whole community in working together to make our hospice development happen. So thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Della. It's exciting to see the Heartland Hospice reaching new goals and being able to expand that Serenity Garden. I work over there, and it's always nice to see it being used. And so thank you again. And I'm just going to turn this over to Joan now.
So it's really my pleasure to introduce Sharla Sept, who is the Executive Director of Hunger in Moose Jaw. And because I've been retired for a while, I didn't really know Sharla. So we had a little chat, and she told me it's 5 years this month that she's been with Hunger in Moose Jaw, and I could just tell her enthusiasm. And I think those of you here will be amazed to hear all the wonderful programs that Hunger in Moose Jaw has developed and continues to run, from their child nutrition program to their Head Start preschool, community kitchens, good food box. And as I said, we're just delighted to have Sharla join us tonight and let us know about the wonderful things that are happening at Hunger in Moose Jaw. Welcome, Sharla.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you very much, Joan. I will just give me 2 seconds and I will bring up a PowerPoint here. I should be better at Zoom by now, but haven't been using it as much. So let's see here. All right, so I'll just thank you again for welcoming me and allowing me to have some time to tell you a little bit about what has been going on. So as Joan said, I have been here 5 years this month. It has flown by, I'll tell you. Every day is different. If you knew my person before me, Carol Acton, she will tell you the exact same thing. And when I took over this position, her first thing was, just remember every day is completely different, and you are not getting, you won't do any of the things that we're telling you in your job description. You'll just do more. So, and that is true. 5 years later, I'm doing all sorts of things I didn't think, but I'm really proud of our people and our staff, how we've kind of come together and worked over even the last couple of years. have been a little bit trying, but we're really excited to kind of tell you what is happening within our organization. So bear with me and I will get started here. Hunger and Moose Jaw was founded in 1993. It was a result of a town meeting. A group of folks got together and talked about poverty and about food insecurity in Moose Jaw. And this was the birthplace of that. And again, formalized a mission that we would support children and families through educational and nutritional programming that nurtures their potential. So a variety of programs, which we still offer. Starting out was with our child nutrition program. So that is our top program. That's what we're known for. We currently, just to give you an idea, 1993, we started off serving 60 lunches a week. We're serving 360 lunches a day. So it's 1,800 lunches that we are serving a week. This year has been our highest year that we've seen in many years. The need has gone. We've had new applications for lunches up till last week. And for those in education, understand that school's getting ready to shut down and we're getting new applications. We're getting requests for summer programming so that we didn't have before. So there will be supporting children throughout the summer as well. So each of our lunches is made fresh daily. So I have 3 staff that work every morning making 360 sandwiches. They're pretty proficient. If anyone ever wanted to stop by and check that out, please feel welcome to come by and see that. It is quite the process. I can't keep up and they don't let me stay in there. So they make them and they provide them a fruit and a veg and milk or milk product. So it's been a wonderful thing this year is to have the funding to provide that milk product every single day, or a version of, where we used to only be able to do it a couple of times. We're doing it every day now. So it's a huge, huge thing for us. Our volunteers are out delivering and those lunches every single day. We're always looking for volunteer drivers. I'll just throw that in case anybody ever feels the need that they have half an hour to spare. It honestly is a half an hour. So if anyone's interested, let me know. Our parents sign their children up through the school. The school just passes on the form, and that is how we receive our lunches. Each lunch, we take in allergy restrictions. We take considerations for religious and cultural expectations. So we do make some specialized lunches and that just to make sure we've got kids that are getting fed no matter what. Some just require fruit and veg, and so we just send that. Whatever we'll get to them, and whatever kind of lunch that we can provide them, it's something. It's better than absolutely nothing. There's no cost ever to the schools or to the parents for these lunches. So just to give you a little bit of kind of our numbers. Sorry, good grief. We are currently, every year, 18,000 loaves of bread. I figured it out. That's for anybody who's in farming, that's 360 acres worth of wheat that we're using. So if you can kind of put that into perspective of what it was, 4,800 pounds of apples. It's the same weight as a Dodge Grand Caravan. So if anyone's driving a van, that's the same weight. We figured that one out last week. And then anyone who's seen kind of those giant white poly tanks, that is 5 of them full of milk. And that is what we are going through the basis every year, providing lunches. Just a little facts there. So moving on, so that child nutrition program is our main program, but then we have our Good Food Box program, and that is a bulk buying fruit and veggie program. So our orders are prepaid by anyone. And that program, just to let you know, is open to anybody. Anybody who wants to join into that, who would like to get fruit and veg at bulk buying prices, is welcome to join that program. There's no criteria for it. The fruit and veg are delivered by a supplier to us the morning of the packing day, and volunteers have been faithfully packing those. It's close to 20 years now that they've been doing that program. Last year, we packed 2,500 Good Food Boxes. Some of those we actually did out of this office. And if anybody's ever been here, it's a small office. So to try and pack that good food box, it was amazing to see the staff kind of rally together. And we did do that through COVID while everything else was closed down. We were still packing good food boxes. So that was just kind of working with what we had. We offer free delivery to anybody or any sites. We have home daycares. We have Chamber of Commerce receives as a site. So anybody who has 5 orders or more gets free delivery. So that's a perk of that. And this is strictly a service to the community. It's strictly a cost recovery program. We do receive a little bit of government funding to kind of back some wages on that, but the main point is just to provide fresh fruits and veg to people at reasonable prices. And anyone who's gone grocery shopping knows that our costs for those have gone up. And so any little bit saved is, we've seen a really big intake in that program over the last few months. Let's see, our Head Start Community Preschool. So this is going on, I think we figured out in 2025, it'll be 30 years. So it's had a little bit of an update in that. Our preschool, little fun fact, I have to share this because it's fantastic. Our preschool coordinator, Karen Langton, has been here long enough that the children she had in preschool, their children are coming to preschool. It's pretty cool to see it go full circle. And she's still going strong. So she is the preschool. So that's, we have some really long-term staff that's been working with it. So that's kind of a little bragging point. I like to share that as much as possible, as much as she doesn't like to know. But so we have 3- and 4-year-old programming. 3-year-olds are here twice a week. 4-year-olds are here 3 times a week. Children are provided a really well-rounded experience, crafts, socialization skills, which has been huge this year. We have a bunch of little 3-year-olds that are COVID babies, basically. And to just kind of put it in perspective, right now we're teaching them how not to rub their faces because they don't have masks on. They really didn't understand that now that they don't have masks, they really can't be touching and picking their noses and weird things like that. That's what we're doing, the basis of it. But they got time on socialization in our preschool right now. We offer free transportation. So we have a bus that for those who require it, who don't have vehicles, so we can get our kids here. And that program runs free of charge. And it is supported by our public health agency. Our next, we also have the Yarra Community Gardens. So we run 3 gardens across Moose Jaw. 2 are up on Home Street. 1 is on Gray Avenue. We have 140 plots, 70 accessible garden boxes. Each of these plots is rented out for a nominal fee. Gardeners help out with our fundraising so that we can offset some of the other costs that are involved. All the tools and the water is included in their fees. And we really encourage them to, we encourage and we make sure that they're pesticide free and encourage a lot of composting and just putting back into the ground. So this is an opportunity for families and children to be part of the growing experience. We have seen our gardens are full this year. That also, because of the cost of fruit and veg, a lot of people are going to either attempt to grow their own or are just returning gardeners, and they've decided to go with bigger plots than usual, or having 2 plots because the need is high just because of the cost. We also offer community kitchens. So our community kitchen program, the basic one, is for adults. Participants pay a fee of $5 to come in, and they get to make a huge meal that's ready in time for supper. They get extra staples, and they can take this program a couple of times a month. We run it for groups. We run it for individuals. Anybody who's just needing that support. Our classes are focused on health and nutrition. Recipes are provided, nutritional support. We find that it's a great opportunity for people also for socialization. They meet each other, they can build relationships through cooking. We have a tiny kitchen. During COVID, we actually launched virtual kitchens, which was quite interesting. So our coordinator was dropping off groceries on doorsteps and then running back to her house and getting on Zoom and then instructing them. So, and that went over very well. We had a lot of participation in that. So we are really happy to be able to start to bring back some in-person kitchens, though, as much as we love the Zoom ones. It's nice to be in person again, and our classes are no more than 2 people and a coordinator, just for space and just not to have a crowd of people down in our kitchen. So then our final one is our junior chefs and our brand new youth cooking. So our junior chefs program has been around for quite a while. It's for children aged 9 to 12. They also come into the kitchen, meet with a coordinator weekly, and make a meal for their families. And they come in 4-week increments. So they will come every Tuesday for 4 weeks, learn basic skills. Our coordinator is teaching them, and they're also asking to do different things. So one of the classes, the kids asked last week if they could learn to bake bread. So this could be interesting. So I guess we're going to be doing a baking bread class at some point. But the meals are kid friendly, and they're easy steps, and they can be, they can be done in an hour, and they can take those recipes home and that meal home for their family, which is a great opportunity. Program is free of charge. Wait list is constantly full. So we really never have a problem filling that class. We've put out an ad for it, and it's been filled in about 15 minutes. So it's a really popular class. So we were noticing, though, that there was an age group that was typically being left out. They weren't part of the community kitchens. They were a little too old to be, say, with the 9-year-olds. And so that 13 to 18. So we launched our youth cooking classes. And so this is tailored for our older kids, 13 to 18. Their 2 kids will meet with a coordinator. They will make a meal, same premise as the junior chef, and they'll be able to take that home for supper. And I don't know, this program launched basically last week, and we hit the radio with it, and the coordinator woke up the next morning and she had 15 new inquiries in her email and went a little crazy. And now she is booked for the next 10 days straight in doing classes. So we saw the need, we took on it, and we've already had requests to move that programming into the summer. And that's a new thing for us, because usually by summer people are closing up. They're not wanting to be involved in programming, but they're actually requesting it and craving it. And I think that's just a result of after COVID and people being in homes and not being able to go places, they're just clamoring on to a lot of stuff right now. So we're seeing an uptake in our programs. So we'll be just keep going throughout the summer. And let's see, what else can I tell you? So our fund, just to give you a little kind of background on that, any upcoming things that we'll be doing, we'll be looking to renovate the other half of our kitchen. So that's kind of on a wish list that we're doing. We renovated one half about 2 years ago. Now we have to do the other half of it. It's just out of age. Things that we're coming forward will be our big fundraiser in the fall, which is our I Bought a Lunch, if you've heard of that program. And that's our big fundraiser for the year. Also, we'll be having our fabric sale. So we did 2 of those in the past, and this will be our 3rd one. And we'll be doing that in September, as well as our pumpkin festival and some farmers markets. So we've got a busy few months ahead. There's really no stopping in the summertime. We'll get a little bit of a break, but I won't, but we'll see what it'll be an opportunity to just meet with more community members. But it's been a great opportunity to be part of this organization. I came into a group of people who were really mission focused, and they continue to be. I brag about them all the time. They are the best. They just go with whatever happens, and we make it through. And we proved that as we kind of held our heads high as we tried to get through COVID like everybody else, and we're kind of coming out on the end and starting to breathe a little better now that we can see some normal in the future. I figured it's getting back to normal. They're doing samples at Costco, so we're set. Like we're taking that as our measuring stick right now. But so we are. We're just, again, really thankful that you asked us to be part of this. And if you have any questions, please fire them at me.
Sharla, can you clarify, is the email listed here the one that we used for the donations?
Yes, it is. So that is our e-transfer email address. It is an auto deposit, so it doesn't ask you for a password. Also, we do have a donation button that is on our website that is easy accessible. And that's just hungerandmoosejaw.org.
And you'll accept as well a check sent to the Stadacona Street address.
Yes.
So the 3 ways. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Sharla, where is most of your funding from? You're obviously running a lot of programs here.
We do get some, so our Head Start program is run, that's federally, so that's through the Public Health Agency. We do get allotment from the Ministry of Education. We work with corporate sponsors. Our big ones are Mosaic and Yara. And then the rest is fundraising.
Could I'm wondering about the fundraisers you were discussing that are going on in the future. I had not heard of those before. I wonder if you could repeat that again for me.
Oh, sure. So I bought a lunch. It's strictly a money fundraising campaign. Yeah. So we just accept money. Well, we always accept money. Trust me, we do. But we just, we especially like it during that time. And then we have a sale that we call Fall Into Fabric. And it's, so we have donations of fabric coming in, and then we resell at Zion Church. That's September 10th. And all proceeds go back into our programming.
Thank you. That's the one I was wondering about. Thank you.
So you have to tell me, what are earthquake cookies?
Okay, so they are a chocolate brownie mixed with what is it? With a cake mix, I think. I'd have to get the recipe, but once they come out of the oven, they're like chocolatey goodness, and they're like gooey in the middle. I don't know how she does them. I don't know. We go down there every time to see it, and we haven't figured it out, but I'll send you the recipe.
All right. I just had to ask.
Yeah, I don't know how she does it, but they always come out looking perfect, and I'm like, don't let me do them, but I'll watch her do them. So
I know that we at Kids First access the Good Food Box program from you guys all year long. Well, until the summer, of course. And our families certainly appreciate the fresh fruits and veggies that they get to enjoy. And I've ordered it myself. It's a great way to save a little money and eat healthy. So we also, of course, use the Head Start program at Hunger for some of our families, and they're just thrilled with that program. So we're very lucky to have it right here in our own city.
good to hear. Thanks.
Does anyone else have some more questions for Sharla?
I just have a quick question about the community kitchens. Now that sounds like you're going to be doing them in person again. How many nights a week, or how often do you run them?
We run them dependent on need, so we're pretty flexible. Our community kitchen coordinator just, if there's an inquiry, she'll just set up dependent on time and need. So we don't have specific days or times for them. She'll just work with other schedules. Yeah, pretty flexible.
So we can just phone the phone number, the 692 number, and
yeah, you can. And we just we usually just take a name and phone number. We pass it through our email address because she works off site. So
Okay.
then we pass it through that way. Her email is on our website under our community kitchen program. So if there's an
Okay.
interest, you can email her directly. Yeah.
Thank you.
So if that's all the questions, Lynn, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Sharla. It's really important that our community knows about Hunger in Moose Jaw. When I was teaching, it was so lovely to see Gordy or whoever the volunteer was that day come up the stairs with all those lunches, and they just quietly deposited them and away they went. And it was so appreciated by the staff and definitely of obviously the students. Until just a couple years ago, I had no idea you ran preschool or those other things there. And tonight I learned a whole lot more of what you do, and it's mind-boggling. And it was awesome how you made it real by telling us about the weight of the apples and being a farm girl. I appreciate that reference to the wheat fields. And who knew that you teach children, not to pick their noses and how to bake bread? Like, you guys discovered it all. I'm impressed. So anyway, just a huge thank you to you, all of your employees and your volunteers, past and present, because you've made such a difference in Moose Jaw. It's just so heartwarming. We hope the donations tonight will make a difference for you to make some things a little bit easier, and all the best with continued programming and financial support. And personally, I'm certainly going to start sharing some of the events that you have going on that everybody should know about. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Lynn. And I would just like to remind everyone that we would appreciate you getting your donations into Hunger and Moose Jaw as soon as possible. And I was also wondering, when you have auto deposit, if they put their name and address into the message box, will you guys get that for issuing receipts?
I actually was just going to mention that if you could just put your name and address in so that I can send a receipt. I don't have any access to where the emails come from or any of that. So it would be really important in the memo to just please put your address in there. Yeah.
Excellent. I wasn't sure with auto deposit if you'd still see that. So that's good to know. I just wanted to point that out. And I'm just wondering if anyone has some ideas for our upcoming events for the next year. And so that I don't make people who are not comfortable speak, you can put your ideas in the chat box for everyone. So if you know of an agency in Moose Jaw that could use some free advertising and some extra funds, please put their name in the box, and then we can invite them to be part of one of the future events next year. So next up, I'm just going to do our door prize draw, which has been donated by Angela Sarita. And so Della, you have that there with you, is that correct?
Yes, I do. Can you see it?
Okay. If you want to show it, that would be great.
I'm holding it up. Maybe if we'll have Sharla stop sharing the screen. Maybe you'll
All
see.
right.
There,
Oh,
so
there we go.
there's some books. It smells good from my my vantage point. So Angela Sarita has donated this time, and so she dropped it off, and so it will be a lovely pampering gift basket.
Excellent. So I'm just going to put up our wheel. If I have missed anyone's name, please let me know. And it's for our guests, so any of us that are on the committee, our names aren't on there, but is everyone there? Yeah? All right, so here we go. Diane, you are our winner today.
Congratulations. And I will deliver that. And I know where she lives.
Oh, that's very helpful.
I delivered something else there lately. So
Well, thank you, thank you very much. Wow, I was just on the website trying to figure out how to donate, so I will. I wasn't really paying attention. Maybe that's what my secret is. Don't pay attention.
there you go.
To win. Yeah.
Then
So
you're
I was trying to donate on through e-transfer, but I think I better just do it on the website.
all right. Excellent.
Well, thank you very much for, I'm sorry, I didn't even see what I won.
Oh,
It's a lovely gift basket, and I will
Wow.
I will message you, Diane, and we'll find a time that I can drop that off maybe tomorrow if you're around.
Oh, thank you very
Okay.
much.
You're
This
very
has been wonderful. Hunger and Moose Jaw is fantastic.
it is.
Now, did anyone win the Regina Lottery's Hospital Foundation home tonight? None of you won it? How about the Lexus?
Road trip.
So our next event is going to be held on October 4th. It's going to be a Tuesday, so that's something new for all of us. And I just wanted to let you know that one thing about Moose Jaw Women Who Care is that we have absolutely no administrative costs. There's no advertising, nothing. All of the money goes directly to the agency that we feature, and we have zero expenses. So that is a nice thing, you know, because we know our money is going to get used where it is needed. So I'd just like to thank all of you for coming tonight, and I'd like to again thank Sharla and Della for giving the talk about their agencies and helping us all to know more about what's going on in our community. And I hope you all have a great night, and I look forward to seeing you again in October.